Where's the birthday cake?
Glenn ate it.
Huh? Yeah.
You weren't there yesterday.
Yeah, no, I heard you said you forgot to bring it, so
Yeah,
I thought you'd bring it today. They didn't have some, don't
It's
you?
down to him, and he's always, a step behind.
Right, Paddy.
And that was a good late birthday present. I'm sure your players have delivered today, but all in all, must be delighted with that performance and result.
To be honest, Paddy, I'm actually a little bit annoyed. Yeah, because this should never be a 4-2 game. It should be 5-0. And I think we've seen it too many times this season, where especially the 3-5 minutes after we score a goal, where we drop back, we give the ball away in moments where we should just decide to keep it, and then because of that we have to defend, and then we lose a little bit of the momentum in the game, and we invite them in, and it's probably a foul for Shane in that situation, but we just have to avoid that situation. And then we concede a goal just before halftime, where it comes out of nothing. They've had absolutely nothing for 45 minutes, and we have played some really, really good football for 35 or 40 minutes of first half, and then the score is even. So to be honest, Paddy, I was actually a little bit annoyed. I still am. I tried to praise the players in there for a good offensive performance, but it should never be 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, just zone in on that sort of first goal. Did you feel it was maybe a foul there with Shane, or that you just needed to shift it a bit quicker?
Yeah, from what I see, there is, because he comes in late in the tackle, and of course there's also a reason why he's hurt. But I'm actually more annoyed with the decision, and I think we also showed it just straight after our second goal, where we get ourselves into some problems in the middle of the pitch, and then the goal is ruled offside. But that situation comes straight after our second goal, and the same with the second goal we concede in minute 97, something like that. We take a stupid decision on the center of the pitch, instead of just keeping the ball and make sure that we secure the ball and can just start passing again and create another good opportunity offensively. We get ourselves into problems, and we have to defend in our own box, and then everything can happen. And then instead of us being up 5-1 or 6-1, then it's 4-2.
And I guess in the broader scheme of things, that's just that journey that this group of players are on, learning all the time.
It is, but we have to learn a little bit faster, because with all due respect to Stoke, but against an even better team than them, it could probably be a draw instead. And again, like I said in the start of this press conference here, we are so much better. We controlled the game from minute one. We created some fantastic opportunities, scored some beautiful goals. If Josh had scored on that one, is one of our best attacks in the game. If Oscar had scored on that one, it's also another one of our best attacks in the game. That's how we should be. That's the moments we should create. And I'm really pleased with the offensive approach. I'm really pleased with a lot of the stuff going on the final third, and the collective movements, and people not being selfish in the critical moment, but finding the best pass and making the best possible chance and biggest possible chance. I'm really, really pleased with that. So it's all the defensive stuff that comes from our decision making, when sometimes to get rid of the ball, sometimes to keep the ball, because now I've said it 3 times, we should never concede 2 goals.
Talking of control, though, just your thoughts on Nunes back in today. He just showed what he is. He's probably a cut above at this level. Yeah,
he gives us a lot. He gives us so much, because he's, besides just being a very clean passing player, when he can do all the short passing stuff, he also has a very good eye for the passes in behind, where he has a good view for good vision for the players on the opposite side when they find the moments. It's not much we need for Borja to have a clear chance, that chip pass in behind for Borja in first half. So just beside all the short passing stuff, he also have a very good vision for that, and also then finding the moments to arrive in the box. He could possibly have scored for 1-0 in the start of the game, where he arrived in the box. So there's so many aspects to his game where we can use him. We can use him in the build-up phase. We can use him in the middle of the pitch, and we can use him in the final third.
And talking the final third, I mean, what's more to be said about Sargent? Was there a little bit of a concern area when he went down? He looked to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, and probably the better situation for us is that we can communicate with the physios on there, and they quite early told us that there was nothing to be worried about. It was just a hit to his thigh in that situation where they bumped together in the penalty box. So it was quite early we got the communication that nothing was wrong, because I also just had to take a deep breath.
And that, I mean, I don't know how many minutes it was afterwards, but that second goal, that is just what he is, a number 9 at this level, as good as any, probably.
Yeah. When you don't want to score just clean in front of a goal where he can just make a tap in, then of course there's another way to do it and score his goals. So, of course, I think it was a very good time for us in the game, because only being up with 1 goal, you never know. And we've just seen from first half that it only takes one chance and then it can be even again. So it was very, very important for us, the timing that he scored that one. And of course, a top player show top quality in those decisive moments.
Just, I don't know if it is injury related, but obviously after scoring the opening goal, Dobbin didn't come out for the second half. Was there anything there?
Yeah, because he's an explosive player, and then it's always something we have to be thinking about, that he can a little bit easily pick up injuries, and he felt some tightness in his calf, and he felt it already after 15 minutes in the game, and we could see it at the end of first half that he was trying to stretch a little bit and see if he could get rid of it. And then when we came to the halftime, we just discussed what would be the best decision for us, and he wanted to play, which is a good sign, but we took the decision that we go with no risk today, because last thing we can afford is to lose out on him, because he gives us so much good. He gives us so many good runs in behind. I think his goal for us today was top class, really composed, and in many ways so good. But I think his connection up front with Josh and with Borja was in many ways really, really good for us. So even though we conceded just before halftime, and even though I was a bit annoyed when coming into the dressing room in halftime, we had again to kill the emotions and think about also just the next couple of weeks for us.
How do you think Cordoba went? You said yesterday, look, don't make it out to be something else, just play your normal game. How did you think you went?
I think he did good. I think it's down to very, very small things where, of course, he can be a little bit better. Where do we give them a too easy corner kick in that situation in second half, where he should probably protect it a little bit better? But the thing we can when Jose is on is that we can keep an even more aggressive, as we call, attack and balance when we attack, so we can have the 2 centre backs even higher in their position, so we avoid too many counters, and we can be aggressive at it, because we can see that he's great at covering the space. He's great at dealing with those situations where he needs to defend on bigger space, and there was one situation in first half and probably a couple of ones in second as well.
Just quick more if I can. I mean, you clearly there's 1 or 2 elements of performance that frustrated you a little bit, but could you see the value of having a full week and time to work on the training pitch, the freshness, the energy?
Yeah, and that was probably my most important message to the players today. Let's see if we can transfer. That's actually the most important for the players today. Transfer the high quality stuff that we have done the whole week to the game today. And I think now it sounds like I'm more annoyed than satisfied, but I'm really satisfied with the first 40 minutes of the game, because we are in complete control and we create chances in different ways. It's through passes, chip balls, crosses, combinations, shots from distance, and in so many ways I think we were looking sharp and we were looking good out there. So there's definitely also some good stuff going on.
Just final one. I mean, you said look, just stay in the moment in terms of don't get too hung up on the league table or teams around you. But clearly another 3 points today. You right back in that playoff picture now. And as you said for the last few weeks, it is realistic that this group between now and the end of the season can be in and around that conversation.
Yeah, and like I said a couple of times, if you had asked me in probably September, October, I would have said, okay, with the stuff that we do here, is it probably a little bit too unrealistic to say we have to be in top 6 in this league? But I think from what we have shown and when we are at our best, I think we are definitely up there. It's just to get rid of those mistakes, and it's an important one, because that will probably be the difference end of the day, because the games are so even, and there's so many good teams in and around it at the moment, so it will be decided by those small margins, and we have to make sure that we don't get ourselves into trouble that we have to be able to avoid, and of course try to deliver the some of the offensive stuff that we did today, which we always rely on. We trust it. We know that when we get into the right and good positions and have the good flow in our game, we will always create chances. We will always score goals. So that we trust. It's just those decision-making areas where a little bit too soft once in a while we have to get rid of, if we really, end of the day, have to be up there. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Johannes, just one more. Do you think there's a better striker at this level than Josh Sargent?
Oh, it's so difficult to say. Of course, we have to have respect for also the strikers at the top of the league at the moment, scoring a lot of goals. I saw the Sunderland striker the other day scoring a goal away against Leeds that is also top quality. So there's many good strikers in the league. I think for what we're doing here, I think probably Josh is probably the best fit for us because he can hold the ball well for us. He can link up with the other offensive players. He has a very good timing when to arrive in the box, and then he also have the pace that we need sometimes to be able to run in behind. So I think for the stuff that we do here, I will not swap him with anyone else.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Just quickly, is your birthday this week? As good a way as you could want to finish it with 4 goals and an important win. I saw you get the birthday cake.
Yeah, it was definitely better than the birthday cake. So,
But a good week all round after what's been a little bit of a sticky period. Just to come back with a performance like that and the thrilling victory.
yeah, and I think actually the whole game was in many ways a good performance from us because I think we did well in that game. I think second half in that game was really, really top for us. Some of the better stuff that we have done away from home. So there's a lot of confidence in this group, and they are. If I have to praise them for something, it's the way to stay just on track and stay focused on the stuff that we have to do, even though we don't get results in a couple of games, because they really want to do their best in the way that we play football. So it's not confidence we need; it's just probably consistency and getting rid of the small stupid errors in the game, because I think if you ask them, they always believe that we will create chances. They always believe that we will score goals, and that, of course, we have seen today. So, a better result than some of the recent results. But in many ways, I think it was a good performance.
And do you believe that the run for the playoffs for a group of clubs, including Norwich, is still very much in the mix? There's still a lot to play for?
There's a lot to play for, and of course the teams that are in and around it at the moment, they face each other week in, week out, so things can change within a couple of weeks, and we just have to stay in it and just make sure that we focus on our performance and our development. If I have to make it very specific, I think we compete against ourselves, and I think we have shown that when we are at our best, we are top, and we can compete against the best teams in this league. But we have also shown that we can be a little bit fragile once in a while when we don't get the things right in the game and stuff like that. So if we can build on probably a couple of good performances in a row, then I think definitely realistic. But yeah, we just have to be in around at the end of the day and see what we can do.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Nice shots.